What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the house of the hitters. Today I'm doing a follow-up video to my previous Jordan 4 comparison, taking a deeper dive into the Jordan 4 silhouette, looking at three distinct models. We got the skateboard inspired SB4, we have the remix Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined, and we have the latest release, the Jordan 4 Military Blue. For these particular models, we're going to compare quality materials, design, comfort, and fit, so you know what you're getting yourself into if you're in the market for any of these sneakers, and especially the Military Blue that has its main release coming up in the next few weeks. Plus, I'm going to give you my personal ranking of favorite to least favorite on these fours. As a lot of you know, starting with the SB4, Jordan Brand decided to take a look at the OG shape and bring it up to modern times. Now, what's significant about the Military Blue, that this is technically the first time that they're applying that new modern OG shape to a true OG, if we're not counting the Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined, which is technically a remix. The Military Blues is sort of a cult classic, as we've never seen MJ actually play at them, and this is only the third time that the shoe has been released since the original, going back to 2006 and 2012, which were major Jordan Brand years and prior to them really embracing the Nike logo. So this is the very first time since the OG that we've seen Nike branding on the heel. And if you're interested in getting your hands on a little bit of history, be on the lookout, because the Air Jordan 4 Military Blue will release on May the 4th, 2024 for a retail price of $215. Now that'd be on sneakers and other select retailers. This shoe will for sure sell out, so do your due diligence. Don't listen to what people talking about in the streets. If you really want this shoe, make sure you're doing what you need to do. And before we break down these beautiful shoes, I want to say thank you for watching this video, and please y'all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, share with your family and friends. My name is Norman Nation, and what you stepped into is what we like to call the house of the hitters, where we do dope reviews like you're seeing right now. We help people cop sneakers for retail, but more importantly, we got a dope sneaker community of nothing but sneaker enthusiasts that come together in fellowship over sneakers. Please join. Now, starting off the comparison, we're going to have a brief discussion on the boxes. Now, starting off with the Jordan 4 SB, we have a Nike SB box from the sale era. You got that Flight Jumpman logo on the lid. For the Reimagined, we come a little bit closer to home with that cement lid, black body to the box. The main thing I wanted to point out, which is kind of interesting, if you look at the Military Blue box, all right, you got Jordan 4 Retro Off-White Military Blue. This is size 10.5, which you're going to talk about later. But if you compare it to that Reimagined box, it's flip-flop. So on this one, you have a black lid with the cement body. Now let's start comparing these sneakers, because that's what we're here for right now. As I mentioned in my previous video, the Jordan 4 Reimagined was what inspired me to actually go back and cop the Jordan 4 SB, which I did have previously and I got rid of because I thought I was falling into the hype around this sneaker. But once I got this sneaker, got the sizing right, I'm like, okay, I understood why this one was sort of a for me, and we're going to talk about that more in comfort and fit. But to be honest, the Jordan 4 Bred has always been my go-to colorway when it comes to 4s, and it's been my favorite. Now, what's significant about this particular model is that they embrace leather, replacing the dual buck material that you see on the OG and a lot of the suede nubucks that you see on all the retro Breds. So for that, this shoe has been embraced, but it's also been criticized. The idea of leather on the Bred is amazing. I think when we first heard it back in 2023, we was like, yo, we can't wait. But it's also been criticized because a lot of people looked at the quality and was like, is it the best? It's not the highest quality leather. But I tell you what, from wearing it a few times, being out and about, turning heads, just kind of seeing on foot myself, I actually thoroughly appreciate the Reimagined. And also I would say the tumbled leather on this model in comparison to like the SB4 leather and even the military blues leather, I do actually prefer the tumbled leather on the Reimagined. Now the next shoe up I want to discuss is the Jordan 4 SB, which I haven't worn as much, but a lot of people consider this shoe to be sneaker of the year 2023, and it's something that I call a piece, something that you want to bring out when you're ready to knock somebody over the head. And we can argue that the Nike SB branding is what really inspired Jordan brand to go back, figure out that OG shape, bring it up to modern times, up the quality of materials, because you know what you're going to get when you get in the SB. And I think the response to this sneaker is what inspired the shape to be embraced by other models, such as the Reimagined, such as the military blues. And I think going into the future, all your hype releases is probably going to share the same shape. Now, when you talk about comparisons, one of the main features that I really like of the SB4 are the mud guards. So that nubuck suede on that gray is super premium, and something that I even suggested might be dope on the Reimagined model. Just imagine having black suede nubuck right there on that toe. And when you compare it to the military blue, this is one of the biggest gripes I do have, even though this really is true to the OG, is when you look at that suede nubuck material, it doesn't have that nap to it like the SB. And that's one of the things that you're going to notice with the military 4 is that some of the quality is not there that you're going to see on some of these other models. But the SB4, super dope, well deserving of sneaker of the year votes from folks. And I think it set the bar high for the Jordan 4s to come. Last but not least is the Jordan 4 military blue. And it's really last because this is the latest release. And also because I picked on it a little bit. But I do want to break down this sneaker and kind of compare it to the other two, because I know a lot of people are kind of, wondering what the shoe is like that haven't gotten this shoe in hand or haven't seen it in person. One of the things I'm hearing critiques about is the quality, and I would say just in the hand, it is good. It's not the SB quality. I think to the naked eye, you can't really see the difference in that leather, but I think you can kind of see up close that it's slightly more plush on that SB. And the SB also, just in general, is a thicker padding on the sneaker, even than the Reimagined that you can see right here. Now getting back to the military 4, that suede on the toe, the nubuck on the toe, like I said, that's true to the OG. And the one thing that's really dope about this shoe, if you even look at some OG pictures, it is about as close as you're going to get. That 2012 model is even in shape, colors of the wings, things of that sort. Again, the heel, it is not that OG model at all. So people that's, they want that OG, they want that timeless classic. This is the closest you're going to get to it. And I think this one is a good switch up from the previous models as well, because you got that contrast on the netting, the mesh, whereas the previous ones, they were just solid. Where you got a solid, sail on sail. You got a solid black on black with the Reimagined. And here you got that contrast of the white in that military blue. Another thing I'm hearing is the colors. So as we talked about in the box, it's an off-white. So if you look at the upper leather, it's not a hyper white. You actually get a hyper white on that midsole. So don't mistake this sneaker for being hyper white. The military blue is different than that military blue on the 2012 model. But again, if you look at OG pictures, or if you got an OG, let me know. You will see that this military blue more resembles what you see from the 89 model. Let's talk a little bit about comfort and fit. Now, I stated in my last video that the extra padding they put on the sneaker didn't really seem to make a difference. And I'm gonna tell you that it does. I have recently experienced some foot pain, and I can tell you that the extra padding was good for them dogs. But I still, overall, I do believe that I kind of prefer like that 2012 shape that gives you a little bit of low to the ground. I could say more of an aerodynamic look and feel to the sneaker. But the pattern is definitely growing on me. One of the things is the SB4. Again, it has slightly more padding. I'm gonna try to put it close to the screen so y'all can see it. On the toe, again, I think if you're somebody that you maybe some little bit of foot pain, maybe a little bit of foot discomfort, all day wear, the pattern does a little bit make a difference. It does make a difference. So I'm not going to downplay it. And as with every other classic Jordan 4, you're gonna get that classic herringbone traction pattern on the outsole. You're gonna get that exposed air unit on the heel. So the shoe is definitely comfortable. And I think the main thing we need to talk about, you need to have a coming to Jesus moment, is the sizing, the fit. I'm standing on business. Since the original 4 review, I did tell y'all, maybe you want to stay, true to size. But even in that review, I was like, maybe I need to go a half size down. I went a half size down on the SB4. And that was when I understood it. Okay, with this shape, most people, you need to go down half a size. I'm standing on business. I know a lot of people on the internet saying a lot of different things. You need to go down half a size. I've had a few folks even hit me up showing me their shoes. They've got true to size and it's creasing. If you look at this shoe, if you look at it from tongue to toe, it's in a pretty much a triangle shape. It's like a 45-degree angle straight down. If you look at some of these previous models, it's almost like a slope and then it dips off right there. This shoe has a lot of toe space in it, and you're gonna have to account for that when you move it around. Like, even if you get your true to size, you will be able to wear them, but you will see that they will crease easier right here. And even with me going down half a size, I'm telling you, there is a little sensation of extra this toe box space. The toe box is high and it's long. So when it comes to fit, man, I'm recommending most people, you need to go a half size down. And if you can, and I know some people are like, man, how can I possibly get my hands on this shoe? But if you get your hands on this sneaker first, beforehand, try it on. Make sure you get your sizing right before you go out to the market for the the next release of the military blues. But again, I'm recommending for most people to go a half size down. In conclusion, the Jordan 4 SB, the Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined, the Jordan 4 Military Blue are all dope sneakers. I think if you're somebody that's in the market for any one of these, you can't go wrong. I think for folks that you haven't seen the 4 in person yet, you didn't hit on the shock drop, you're not going to be disappointed. I know there's a couple of people on the internet, they making noise, but we know how that goes, and people just like to talk just to talk when it's something big like this about the release. Just remember that the inspiration of this sneaker is to go back to the OG. So if you're somebody that loved that 2012 model, then I suggest you probably need to go find a new 2012, because there are various things that are different about this shoe. So that's the main thing to remember. When you're talking about the reimagined Bred, again, I wouldn't worry about the quality of leather. No, they didn't go the highest they can possibly go on the sneaker. And I know we was waiting. It was like a long time waiting. And when we heard about leather on the shoe, we wanted it to be great. The shoe is still great. And I can't wait to kind of see how the shoe is actually going to, you know, age. Because that's really when you're talking about good leather, is the way it ages. It's going to really tell the story. And I believe that even though this kind of look kind of like hard leather, it's going to actually be very simple as it ages. And again, it turns heads when you wear them. And then the SB4, super dope as always. It's a good pick for sneaker of the year for 2023. But I told you I was going to give you my personal ranking. This is my list from most favorite to least. And it's not the SB4 that I'm putting above on top of that list. So we have the Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined as number 1. I gotta go with my favorite colorway. I'm sorry, y'all. The Bred is just a classic to me, and I think y'all underestimating this tumbled leather. I say it actually looks better than the leather that you get on the Military 4 in the SB, honestly. Number 2, we got the Jordan 4 SB. What can I say, man? The materials, I ain't gonna hold you. That mud guard, I'm still in my head like, yo, can I reimagine the reimagined Bred with a little bit of, you know, suede on that toe, man, just to mix up the leather. We was just waiting for leather so long, so it's all leather. And then number 3, we have the Military Blue. Now, one of the reasons is it's just the colorway. I remember 2012 when the shoe released. I didn't buy it then. You know, I did buy the Bred because it's my favorite colorway. But also too, again, I look at this, and this is not really a knock on the shoe, I'm just comparing it, as more the GR release of these Jordan 4s. And as we move forward and more models get this shape, I think you're going to see various levels of releases. So that you're going to see more of a GR release. It's still OG, right? But like maybe like the next pair, like the Fear 4s, like we got to see what that's going to release like. It's probably not going to have as many pairs going to be released, but I'm almost predicting that that model is going to probably have a better quality on it, just for it's more of a quick strike release. But let me know what you think in the comments. Am I off my rocker with my list? You know, Military Blue SB, you know, Reimagine at the top. Am I crazy? Am I more on point? Do you have any other questions about the 4s with this new shape, you know, as we move into the future? If you need any kind of help, you know, or any questions, man, let me know in the comments. And once again, man, thank you for watching this video. Man, hit the fire. Man, hit the fire. I told y'all, man, I'm gonna stay on y'all head tops. I'm gonna keep on hitting y'all with exclusive after exclusive after exclusive. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna ask like, man, how does he do it? And once again, man, I appreciate you for watching this video. If you made it this far, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'm gonna put another video, another Hate Rock right here. So click on that, and I'll see you on the next one.